Yo, it's your boy Coach Mook, man. I'm back with another video, guys. Before we get started, make sure you download Chalkboard and use code CoachMook to get a 100% deposit match. Now, we ain't talking 50, 25, 75, none of that. 100%, guys. So if you throw a little $100 in there, we'll give you $200 to play with, guys. We'll match it. So, today's a bit different. As you can, my voice is a little gone, so I'm not going to speak as loud and as energetic as I always am. And also, yesterday I lost a very good friend of mine. Very good friend of mine passed away yesterday, and I'm sick about it. She was a huge Falcons fan. That was probably the only Falcons fan that I really loved and respected. She was a very good friend of mine, and I'm glad she was able to see the Falcons beat on my Saints one last time, man. So shout out to Gloria. I love you. This video is dedicated to you. And, it's Thursday Night Football tomorrow. Your Falcons play. So I'm praying I can cash out a full slip for you. We would just get into sports betting. I was just sending her slips and everything. So this video is dedicated to you, Glo, and the family. I love you. All right, let's get into it, guys. Let's get this out of here. So, all right. So this is one of the plays I really love. Bijan Robinson at 12.5 receptions. He's been getting a lot of looks from Kirk Cousins, and he's been pushing that ball down the field. As you can see, we can go to H2H here. H2H wears nut 33, you know what I'm saying, against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay defense is not, it really ain't hitting on nothing this year. So I don't really expect them to put a stop on this. So let's open, that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to pull up Chalkboard. And as you can see, the great thing about Chalkboard that I love is that they give you promos and props and discounts every single day. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna go with 12.5 receptions. Hit that on the over. Let's see another one. Now we gotta go with Young Hoku. Young Hoku under 2.5 extra point. I really believe he's gonna stay under there. He's 100% in the last 5, 10%, 100%, H2H 100%. So this looks very promising. So what I want to do is run Young Hoku. All right, under 2.5 extra points. Made. Boom. All right. Now, let's go look at something for the Buccaneers, Tampa Bay. So, let's see what I really like here, guys. Let's see. I want to run with Mike Evans, man, but Mike Evans been so hot and cold, But as you can see here, under 24.5 longer reception looks okay in the last 5, but he's 50%. Oh, excuse me. He's 50%. So it's hot and cold, just like I said. Let's look at his receptions. His receptions is at 4.5 versus Atlanta 1. But this was last year in December. Let's look at the last 5 games. It's look okay. Against Philly he got 8, which is good because Philly defense is pretty cool. So he may be their go-to guy. Let's look at maybe targets. Let's look at his targets. 14 targets. That doesn't look bad. His rushing receiving yards, and not really. So I just don't know how I want to play him with them. So let me look at the H2H, guys. Look at the H2H. Baker Mayfield fantasy does look pretty good. He does a pretty good job against them. Let's look at the last 10. That's probably something I want to run on Prize Picks, because at the moment Chalkboard doesn't do fantasy lines. Let's look at his passing yards, guys. Passing yards look pretty good. At 237, it's not bad. Let's see what Baker Mayfield's line on here. So 237.5, I like it. I'll take it. So what I want to see is who is his go-to guy. That's what we see. We want to see who his main target is. And as you can see, I think 237 might not be a bad one. Let's see what he got here. 144 against Atlanta. Unless they use the rushing game a lot, it's going to be very hard to tell, I'll be honestly. So let's look at Rachaad White. Rachaad White fantasy looks very good. Let's look at his rushing yards. I think Rachaad's rushing yard is pretty safe here, but in the last 5 he really ain't been hitting on them. But against Philly he got that. So I'm going to trust. I think I actually might trust Rachaad White's rushing yard more than anything, because the Falcons defensive line isn't really putting a lot of pressure on them boys as of lately. You see Kamara he did his thing too. So let's look at Rachaad White. Let's see where his line is. 33.5. The line here is 33.5. I like that. I said we run that, guys. All right, let's look at one more. So if we're going to go with the rushing yards, right? Let's see what else we can look for. We got Bijan Robinson. We have that. Let's see. Kirk Cousins pass completions. 66 is a lot. But his passing touchdown doesn't look bad either. Godwin looks pretty good. Let me see. Let's go to. Let's see if I can go to. Let's see if I can categorize it even more. So let's go here. Let's go look at the optimizer, guys. Let's see if the optimizer has something for us at the moment. All right. So nothing too much for today's game. Tomorrow's game. So you do say his completions under looking pretty good. Godwin over 6.5 receptions. That looks okay. Baker Mayfield under about 1.5 passing touchdown. That doesn't look bad at all. I was thinking his completions too, Baker Mayfield's completions, because he may be trying to it may be a running game kind of day. So let's see if I can find. Let's look up Baker Mayfield. Let's go back to games. Let's go to Buccaneers. Alrighty. Let's see. Baker Mayfield over 17.5. I'm definitely going to run his fantasy. But I want to look at his pass completions. Okay, 50%. Last 5 been 80% there. I'm going over. Let's see. Let's look at the odds. Let's see where the odds are on here. Because if anything, guys, you know me. I won't force it. I just stick with these 3 and call it a day. Because I'm really not sure. I may just wait a little later to see. Let's see. Let's look at Baker Mayfield. I do like his passing yards. I will say I like his passing yards. I don't think the Falcons defense are going to do a lot to stop his passing, but it's a pretty good chance. He went for 347 against the Eagles, which is nutso. Detroit, I understand Detroit. Denver, not so much, but I understand why he got some. So here's my thing. If he can get this much, if he can get 347 over Philly and 349 over Detroit, I think I'm going to trust his passing. So let's do that. We're going to run with his passing. It is 38. It did bump up. So that can be an indicator there. It could be an indicator. But do we ride or no? Let's look at his passing rushing yards, guys. Let's see. Passing rushing yards. Let's see. Passing rushing yards look good. His passing rushing yards is at 252. But yeah, they bumping him like crazy. Let's look at his rushing yards. To just get 10.5, I'm not mad at his rushing yards at all. So let's look at his longest rushing yard attempt. So he had what? 4 rushing attempts. That's not bad either. I really like that too. I think I might go with his rushing attempts. And as you can see, okay, so this is what I want to do. He goes over that twice against the Falcons. And in the last 5 is 60%. So I think that looks good because a lot of the quarterbacks seem to do a lot of rushing attempts against them. So I think that's the best play. 2.5 rushing attempts. So let me get rid of his passing yards. And I want to go with his rushing attempts. Boom. So there we have it. We have Young Hoku under 2.5 extra points made. Bijan Robinson over 12.5 longest receptions. Rashad White over 33.5 rushing yards. And then we also have Baker Mayfield's 2.5 rushing attempts. That's the play that we're going to run, guys. Let's hope we catch that in for my dog Glow, man. And guys, of course, to lock this in, make sure you download Chalkboard and use code CoachMook to get that 100% deposit match. All right, guys, let's catch this in for my dog Glow. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning into the video. It's your boy Coach Mook. I'm out.